Zero-emission aircraft. A real possibility for the future? Or an unachievable pie-in-the-sky dream? Strap yourselves in as we explore what could be the future of commercial aviation. Enter Airbus. An enormous amount of time, research, and resources have culminated into the Zero-E concept. Airbus have gone against the grain, attempting to redefine aviation by using hydrogen as the main source of propulsion. The emissions from traditional fossil fuels are horrible for the environment. So what's so special about hydrogen? And what makes it burn so cleanly? It's good enough for NASA. NASA have been using hydrogen fuels in their booster rockets for over 5 decades. When liquid hydrogen is used as fuel, the ignition combines with oxygen to provide an enormous amount of thrust, enough to propel spacecraft through the atmosphere and into orbit. Super clean! When you burn fossil fuels in the presence of oxygen in conventional combustion, the waste products are less than ideal for both the environment and the longevity of turbine engines. The sooty carbon that comes out as exhaust coats everything in a fine layer of black residue. Over time, this residue builds up and does two things. It reduces the efficiency of the engine, and it also increases engine wear and tear, reducing its operating lifespan. In the modern age, CO2 is being created faster than the world's forests can consume it, and the net result is a phenomenon where heat is trapped in our atmosphere. Global warming. So, what's the answer to these harmful byproducts? Hydrogen. It's all around us. Hydrogen not only becomes water, but it begins its life on Earth as water. Think back to the days spent in science class in high school. No doubt you learnt about hydrolysis, even if you can't remember that far back. Using an electrical current in water, the H2O molecule can be split into hydrogen and oxygen gas in a perfect ratio of 2:1. The way hydrogen fuel is produced is identical and just as simple. This is exactly what we mean by renewable fuel. Fossil fuels take millions of years to form from decaying matter from prehistoric eras, whereas your next tank of hydrogen fuel could come from that glass of water. The best part is, once it's used up, that water is released back into the atmosphere. Nothing is wasted. A molecule of many uses. Modern electric vehicles use sealed lithium batteries as power sources. But eventually these degrade, and more lithium will have to be mined out of the ground. So how long before it runs out? It turns out that sealed hydrogen fuel cells can be used to store electrical charge, and dispense it as needed. The Zero-E concept will not only use hydrogen gas as jet fuel, but it will also have liquid hydrogen fuel cells on board to take care of all of the electrical demands, such as flight instruments, lighting, and even the screen showing your in-flight movie. Electrical power will also assist the engines, meaning a full tank lasts even longer. Dialing it back. Okay, so we're on the same page now, right? Hydrogen is the aviation fuel of the future. But how do we get from a rocket blast-off to a gentle, more sustained burn needed for intercontinental travel? Well, the Zero-E is looking to make its way to the skies in 2035, so there is plenty of time to iron out the design wrinkles. At present, there are 3 different design concepts differentiated by their propulsion systems. Turbofan. Conventional turbofan jet turbines were initially designed to replace propellers to both increase power and reduce fuel consumption. This translated into longer flights with less stops. As it turns out, this design is a great basis for hydrogen fuel systems. With some minor tweaks, modern examples of turbofan engines can be purpose-built for hydrogen. The liquid fuel can even be stored in the same place, behind the rear pressure bulkhead. Hydrogen fuel could take this new breed of passenger jet over 2,000 miles before needing to refuel. The jet itself can accommodate 200 passengers comfortably, traveling at a cruising speed of Mach 0.78 or 511 miles per hour. Turboprop. Just as larger turbine passenger jets are needed for longer trips, There will also still always be a need for smaller, propeller-driven planes, also known as puddle jumpers, for short trips. Thankfully, a turboprop engine can be redesigned to retain function, but run off of the new hydrogen fuel. A twin-propeller aircraft could carry up to 100 passengers up to 1,000 miles on a single journey. Cruising speeds would be a very comfortable Mach 0.5, or 380 miles per hour, with the production of smaller, single-propeller hydrogen-powered craft being a very real chance in the future. Blended wing body. The blended wing body looks like the love child of the B-52 stealth bomber and the Space Shuttle Endeavour. The fuselage of the aircraft is extremely wide, with an unusually triangular shape, with long, thin wings for stabilization. The turbofan engines are part of the body and allow for a more streamlined shape, increasing fuel efficiency. It would still be able to carry 200 passengers and travel at the same speeds as the turbofan design, but would look to increase the contribution of the electrical hydrogen fuel cells to reduce fuel usage. So there you have it. Fuel made from water might be powering aircraft in the very near future. Do you think that we'll see the next evolution of passenger jets? If so, which design is your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and happy landings!